Thank you. Thank you for that thumbs up. Whoever that is, I appreciate it. Okay, we got that fixed. Happy Tuesday to you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful, 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 wonderful Tuesday. A terrific Tuesday. And hopefully you're having a wonderful week. Hoping that your Sunday and Monday were both great. Hoping that today has been great for you. And thank you for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in. We're walking and talking. The thing is that we walk and talk over here in Lions Pride, not because it sounds cute, but because there are so many, 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 many reasons to do it. And thank you for those thumbs, okay? I appreciate you. So we move over here. We move. We keep moving. We keep moving with the purpose. We move those legs. Watch the legs move, and hopefully you will be encouraged and motivated to get up and move your legs, your arms, your entire body. Move that waist. When you walk, put a little twitch in your walk, okay? Walk with the purpose. Keep moving. Keep moving. Be consistent and be persistent about it. Professional, personalized disclaimer. We keep it light over here during the lives. Just walking and talking. If you can, comfortably. Comfortably. Some people walk and talk, but they don't do so comfortably. The key component is the walking. The walking. So if you can walk and talk, good. But if you're struggling, the key component is the walking. At any given point, you can slow down and or stop. Restart later that day, the next day, or the day after. But again, professional, personalized disclaimer. Do not do anything you see me do or hear me say over here in Lions Pride without consulting, contacting, having a communication with your doctor, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, your specialty doctors. If you've had injuries in the past, your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, we know that diet is like half of it for many of us. Your nutritionist, your dietitian, your fitness coach, even your weight trainer at the gym, okay? Always have open lines of communication. That is your healthcare team. They form a circle around you. That circle is an atom, okay? And you're the nucleus. Some people would say that circle is a cell. Cells have nuclei as well. So you're the nucleus. It's all about you. All right? Don't compete where you don't compare. It's not about being in competition with anybody else. Because a lot of times you don't compare with those people. You don't know what they've done in the past. So start where you are and improve from there. Start where you are and improve. Meet yourself where you are, okay? Meet yourself where you are. That is a good way to say it. Meet yourself where you are. And always, we're all doing the same thing pretty much on here. But the best thing to do is have your own, be creative enough to put your own spin on it. Have your own vibe, your own speed, your own way of doing the same thing that 2 or 3 people next door to you may be doing. Because it's just like, that's what YouTube is. That's what social media is. It's a big, big world of countries, right? Then they break on down into states and cities and neighborhoods. So a lot of us are in the same neighborhood. And if we're in the same neighborhood doing the exact same thing, that's crazy. So if you're doing what your neighbor is doing, put a spin on it and make it yours. If you're walking, walk your way and talk your way and let them do theirs. We don't need carbon copies all over the place. We really don't. I hope that you guys had a great day at work. For those of you who work, and for those who don't, I hope you had a productive day at home or whatever it is that you were doing. I hope that your day was productive as well. Maybe you're a housewife or house husband, have small kids, and you stay home with them. Or maybe you're in between jobs and you're looking for a job. So whatever it is, I hope that you had a productive day today. And I hope that you help yourself today, right? A lot of people are all about helping their friends, their families, their neighbors. That's all good. That's great. But make sure that you help yourself. We want to put God first, right? And most of us, after that, we put family first. But there are times when you need to put yourself first. Get yourself together. Get yourself in order. Make sure that you are okay so that you can continue to do the things that you do to put them first. Okay? We're out here walking. We can use anything to work that body. I'm going to work the body right here. Just by adding this to the walk. Do anything to work the body. Add that to the walk. Work your body. Work your body. Make sure you don't hurt your body. If at any time you feel the need to slow down and or stop, you can do so. Like we sit there. But we're going to keep it moving. We're moving and we move with the purpose. It's best that your walk is like vigorous. Okay? Vigorous. Have purpose when you walk. But if you're not at that level yet, that's okay. Just move. Just move. Just move and keep moving. Keep moving. Consistency is key. Over here, to be different, but a lot I say that it ends up getting taken out of my mouth and said somewhere else. But anyway, to be different, I just correlate things. Sometimes things are totally different, and I just put them together. Sometimes they're similar, and I put them together. Okay? So we practice the M&M theory over here. Modification and moderation. Sometimes you have to modify your exercises. Sometimes you have to modify your way of thinking, right? And whatever you do, once you have had those conversations with any member of that healthcare team or any combination of that I talked about earlier, sometimes you can, do certain exercises. Maybe they won't say they're off limits, but you don't need to do a 12 reps in a set. Maybe you need to do 6, right? Maybe you don't need to do a deep squat. Maybe you need to do a mini squat. Maybe you need to do a baby squat, right? But you keep doing what you're doing until you improve and get better. So whatever you do, you keep doing what you're doing until you improve and get better. And hopefully the more you do it, the more you'll want to do it. But that depends on you. It depends on your mindset. It also depends on your physical capabilities. That's why I always say, don't do any more than you can handle. Don't try to compete with the next person. You may think that they're the same age as you. You may think that you're kind of similar person, but you don't know what that person has done in the past, okay? Could have been a soccer player, softball player, baseball player, football player, basketball player, cheerleader. There are a plethora of things that they could have done. Track star. And they've kept in shape. Maybe not as much as when they were in high school or college, but they kept up the work. And here you are. Maybe a few years ago, they said you need to exercise, and maybe, God forbid, you had an injury. So you started, and you liked it. You cannot compete where you do not compare. And a lot of times we're trying to compete with people that we don't know, that we do not compare with, okay? So start where you are. Start at the current fitness level that you have. Don't try to be Superman when you're just a man. Don't try and be Superwoman when you're just a woman. Start where you are, fitness-wise, and then improve. And you'll notice that that endurance will improve. That stamina will improve. All right? The energy hopefully will get better. The energy level will improve. And even then, you don't have to be an athlete. All right? And if you were an athlete, if you were a military personnel, and you know you've been out for 4 or 5 years and you didn't keep up maybe for about a year you kept up training and running and walking, but then you stop, don't think that you can just jump right back into it. You can jump right back into it, but you won't be at the level that you were when you stopped. But you can build back to that, okay? Hey, Key Kitchen. Welcome to the live. Hey, Lance Fry. Hey, how you doing? You can build back up to that, and you can feel great, okay? But you guys just always know that you have to always talk with your healthcare team. Keep the lines of communication open between you and them. And if you have more than one healthcare provider, keep the lines of communication between your healthcare providers, all right? You may have a specialty doctor who wants you to do one thing, and your regular doctor may not be too sure about that, or vice versa. Your regular doctor may want you to do something, and your specialty doctor may be like, no, pump your brakes. Most likely, your regular doctor is going to say, okay, we're going to go with what the specialty says, right? But I don't know any healthcare provider that doesn't want people to just move. Get some movement in daily for an hour, all right? For an hour. 30 minutes a day is good for most. And listen, if you're just starting, if you're new, or if you're restarting, 15 minutes is okay, but you want to work up to at least 30. 15 minutes is okay, but you want to work up to at least 30, non-stop. Non-stop. Be consistent and be persistent about being consistent. And the best thing to do is give it an hour. Give it an hour. So what I've been doing on this beautiful day, I think most places, I've been in different lives, I've watched different videos for today, and it's pretty much pretty almost everywhere. Everywhere. I don't see anybody complaining about the weather today. So, that being said, I hope that you are having a beautiful day weather-wise. Get outside. If you can't get out and go anywhere, you don't have anywhere to go, just sit outside. Walk up and down the street. Get outside, look out the window at least, open that window, and take some deep breaths in and out. Y'all know how, in and out. And remember, we focus on cardio and aerobic activity, but remember, you need to get in some weight training at least 2 days a week. Getting in that weight resistance training will help those muscles become stronger, toner, and it'll help you be able to perform your cardio longer, okay? Because those muscles will be able to endure. Remember, we're increasing that endurance. We're increasing that endurance. See that? Look at that sun. Look at that sun. It's out, it's out, it's out. Get out and get you some. Again, I don't see, most places today, most lives that I've been into, or most videos that I watched where somebody was outside today, it was beautiful today. So get out and soak up some of that sun, okay? Soak up some of the sun. You need your vitamin D, okay? You need your vitamin D. Be careful. Wear your hats though, your caps if you need, your shades, okay? Thank you, Miss Key Kitchen. I will be over there if you I will stop in, I will drop in and say hello if you do a live today. I know a lot of people are working on their watch hours. So if you catch this video, or if you catch this live or the live replay, just know that people are working on their watch hours. So go over and support them. Support them. Help them to get those hours up. Help us, because we all have to keep the hours up, right? Help us keep those hours up. Help us get to the place where we need to be. Subscribe. If you subscribe, that would be nice. But if you don't want to subscribe, listen, I say all the time, there are so many ways to support. You don't have to subscribe to somebody to watch their video. So you've helped them with their watch hours, okay? You have helped them with their watch hours. So like, comment, and subscribe. And subscribe. And thank you, Miss Key Kitchen, for dropping into the live. Again, if you go live this evening, I will stop in there and say hello, and I will allow you to play. And anybody else who hears this live or the live replay, please do the same. So we're walking non-stop, non-stop. We're moving. And thank you guys for those thumbs. I appreciate you. I do. Y'all, listen, I know times are hard, but I cannot stand it when someone stands outside of a business and solicits. Like, please do not stand outside of a business and solicit. I know times are hard. You know, I know people are homeless. People don't have places to go. You know, places to just sit and relax and just be at home or call home. But what I do not like is when they're outside of businesses soliciting. I cannot stand that. It's an uncomfortable feeling. Because we know how the world is. We know that people, honestly, if you break it down, there are the haves, the have-a-littles, and the have-nots, okay? I used to kind of say the haves and the have-nots, but okay, sorry about that. Got a phone call. There are the haves, the have-nots, and now you can say the have-a-littles, okay? So it's hard. I just went into a place today, and an item that I purchased about once a week has gone up by $1. It's gone up by $1. The price of it has gone up by $1. So guess what? I'm gonna go from purchasing it once a week to probably purchasing it every other week, twice a month. So you just have to, in this United States, it's all chaos right now. We got a person that's on like a revenge tour instead of a tour to help the everyday people in this country. So the one thing about our people though, when the struggle comes financially, we get it together. We get it together until times get back right, okay? Until times get back right. There's a struggle. Sometimes the struggle can be hard, but you have to push, you have to keep going, you have to keep moving, keep pushing, keep going, keep moving, keep pushing until things get back right. And it's so sad that there are so many hateful people in our country that they don't realize, and some of them do realize, but when you're evil and hateful, as long as whatever is going on doesn't affect you, you're okay until it affects you. And we have a lot of people who are afraid in this country of becoming the minority. And so they're willing to do and put up with anything that our current administration is wanting to do. So in the meantime, we just have to come together, family and friends, come together and deal with it. Just come together and deal with it. Because I'm telling you, those people are becoming a minority, I'm telling you. So they will do anything and they will put up with anything, even if it hurts them and their families financially. You know, even if. The dumbest thing I've ever heard, we thought we were hearing crazy stuff when they would say Social Security would run out for certain generations. That was wild, because that shouldn't happen. Even if it runs out by way of what they've collected. This is a country where if you worked There should be no such thing as Social Security being out when it's time for that person to collect. Now we're hearing the most idiotic, most ridiculous, the most ignorant, the most arrogant, the most foolish, the dumbest things like it's a Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme. No, it's a system. Whether you like it or not, created. And in all the years that it has been, people have gotten their benefits. So what makes it a Ponzi scheme? I don't know. And if it is a Ponzi scheme, guess who's at the top? The government, the main people right now who are trying to get rid of it. Yeah, Miss King Kitchen, it's so crazy. Like, how is Social Security a Ponzi scheme? And if you do look at it that way, then who benefits? The government. Just like with all other Ponzi schemes, who benefits? The person, people at top. So, and everybody else gets a little bit. And they've probably paid in. They maybe they'll get, when you really look at it, that's why Ponzi schemes don't work. You may get just what you put in back for real. You're putting it in, and you may get a little bit extra. But once you get out of it, you compare, look at a ledger, compare what you put in to what you got out. You honestly feel like it was a waste of time. Unless you're at the very top. Unless you're at the very top. It's crazy. It's crazy. The craziest thing in the world to want to take people's Social Security. I don't care what type of thing you think it is. People have paid into Social Security for years and years and years, and when they become of the age to get it back, they get it back. Some people get, Social Security not based on age, but based on health situations. So I just don't understand letting a non-citizen, yeah, he's a citizen now, but he hasn't been a citizen as long as any of us. Just come. This coat's so pretty. Thank you. Just come and just, dictate to another country, a whole other country, and try to change the landscape. And it's like what people are saying. It's not him. It's him, but he's being allowed to do it. He's being allowed to do it. And the top person isn't he isn't even the one that's allowing him to do it, because he's being controlled. He's being controlled. Honestly, he's being controlled by him. People keep saying, well, no, the president is allowing him to do it. No, the president is being controlled by him. He's just him and others. All for the love of money. And most of those people have more money than the law should allow. If they want to talk about laws, when you get so much money and it starts to distort your way, when you get so much money and it starts to distort your way about the little, I won't say the little people, I'll say the people with less money, there's no way you can empathize with them. There's no way you can identify with them. Hey, Georgia girl. Hi, host and chat. Welcome into the chat. Hey, Georgia girl. Hey, King Kitchen. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We walking and talking. It's pretty outside. I hope it's pretty where you ladies are. I watched a few lives. I saw a few videos that were recorded today. And in most areas of the country, it's pretty today. So I've been hearing about weather, some changes coming along, maybe by the weekend. So enjoy this nice, pretty weather, okay? Enjoy the nice, pretty weather. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Yes, the weather is so nice today. And I mean, like, everywhere. Everyone that I've seen online, on a live video, it has been so nice. So nice. See, use these steps, y'all. It's just a curve. You got to switch it up, switch it up, switch it up. You don't have to always buy equipment. Use what you have. Use what you have. Use what you have. And then you keep moving. You keep moving. You keep moving. You keep moving. Move, move, move. Move those legs. Look at the legs. Hopefully you are encouraged to move your legs, to move your arms. Move that waist. Put a little step in that waist. Let them see you walk, 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 walk. Work on those love handles. Work on those love handles. Put a little twist in that twist. Put a little twist in your normal twist, okay? Put a little twist in that step. Get that. If weight loss is your goal, put a little twist in it while you're getting your cardio in. Just work your body, but make sure you don't hurt your body. That's the motto over here, right? Work your body, make sure you don't hurt your body. Move, move, move. You don't have money for all that gym equipment? Use what you have. Use what you have. Use what you have. See? And if you can talk, that is a great sign of your fitness level. But listen to me. If you can't talk comfortably as you exercise, don't talk. When you need to slow down, see that bench? Slow down and or stop. It's okay to start back later that day, the next day, next week, or whatever, as long as you don't stop for good. Okay? Georgia Girl says, I see pulled out those shorts. Georgia, it's been so pretty for like the past few weeks. We've been wearing shorts. It's so nice. The past few weeks. A lot of my shorts, a lot of my shorts videos, I've been in shorts lately. It's been so nice. So nice. So y'all want to move, and when we move with a purpose. We've been going nonstop for 28 minutes. So right at the 30-minute mark, we're going to slow down and just kind of walk. We still don't want to walk too slowly, but we don't have to keep the pace up, okay? An hour a day is great for your cardiovascular aerobic activity. But start where you are. You know your body. Listen to your body, right? You know your body. Listen to your body. If you can't walk as briskly as you would like, that's okay. Any movement is good, right? Any movement is good. And you keep moving. You just make sure that you're consistent and you be persistent about being consistent. You're consistent, meaning you do it routinely, regularly, persistent, determined, motivated to do the way that you're supposed to, okay? Georgia Girl says, good job, you are inspired. Thank you, Georgia Girl, I appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words. So when we move, we don't want to do like this, all right? Not just yet. You want to warm up. You get your warm up in. Of course, you get your stretching in. You get your warm up in. You get your workout in, and then you get your cool down, and then you stretch again, right? We will stretch before and after. Think of the word radar. How do you spell it? R-A-D-A-R. The R is for stretching. The A is your warm up. The D is your workout. The second A is your cool down. Get your heart rate back down to normal. Okay, get your blood pressure back down to normal. And then that second and last R is what? We stretch. We stretch before the workout. We stretch after the workout, even if it's going to be a mild workout. And let me tell you, you will be happy that you did, because stretching in itself can be a workout. Okay? But whenever you're going to do your vigorous workout, your cardio, your weight training, with all of that, your high intensity or even your low intensity, right? Your hit or your lit. Your high intensity, your hit, or your low intensity, your lit. You want to get those stretches in. And listen, you do them before and after. That's crucial. But in the middle of your workout, if you become tired or a little stiff for some reason, get in a few stretches during the middle of the workout, okay? Get in some stretches during the middle. Like you could be in the middle of your workout. Like right now, we're in the middle of walking. Just put that foot back and just get you a good stretch. 2, 3, 4, and up. Back, 2, 3, 4, and up. Back, 2, 3, 4, and up. And you march. When the traffic comes, y'all, we just march in place. We march in place. We pull those legs up. Pull them up. Pull them up. Pull them up. Pull them up. And then we keep moving. We keep moving. See, sometimes those joints get a little creaky. That crepitus sets in. You hear that cracking, those crackles. Just kind of give it a massage. Get the circulation, push on that circulation, get it going. Get that massage in. Take a minute or two, kind of massage those knees. Get you a good stretch in the calves. maybe even in your quads and your hamstrings, and you just keep going. You keep going, okay? We keep moving. It has 31 minutes. And remember, I said that you want to move with a purpose, right? You don't want to just lag around. But if you have any type of health condition or situation that requires you to walk slowly, then you don't move. You still move with a purpose, but you don't want to overdo it, so you don't have to be brisk, okay? You do what your body allows you to do. You do what your body allows you to do. You do what your healthcare team has told you to do. Anything helps. Thank you guys for those thumbs up. I appreciate you. Anything helps. Again, if you get tired, slow down. Slow down and or stop. Stop. It's just simple. Slow down and or stop. And you can always start back a little bit later that day, the next day, the day after, the next week. Just make sure that you keep going, okay? Make sure you don't stop for good, all right? Make sure that you don't stop for good. You keep going. Y'all be so nosy, because let me tell you something. Have y'all ever been walking and found money? Listen, I have walked and found, like, while walking, I found like $20. I found like $17 just balled up. I found like more than that. I found enough to, now if it's in a certain place, like I found money in stores. Hey, James Money 615, how you doing, bro? Welcome into the live. So we got traffic, y'all, so we just keep moving in place. We keep moving in place. George Girl says, I am here relaxing after those shots today. Oh yeah, you were. When I was at work, I saw that you were on your way to your appointment. So I hope that those shots help you. You know, for whatever reason you were getting your shots, George Girl, because I didn't get to catch all of it. I just saw you were waiting on your son, and I think I said hello. Yeah, I think I dropped down and said hello, and then I had to go. But I know you were waiting on your son, and I caught a little bit of it after he picked you up. I'm trying to remember if you were on your way back. I can't remember, because I be trying to catch little bits at work. And you know, that's why I say sometimes I understand when people can't drop down, because like if you're at work and you're really not supposed to be on your phone. Now there are times when I get downtime and it's okay to be on our phones, but sometimes it's like you don't really have downtime, but for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes you're not really doing much, and you can kind of multitask while performing your job duties as you should. And you get to catch a few lives. And so I hate to drop down then, because when you speak, sometimes it seems like you say hello and then you can't really say anything back because you got to pay attention at work. So I still at least like to say hello though. So if you guys ever see me drop in the chat and I say hello and I don't say anything else, I'm either at work or I'm at home multitasking. At home multitasking. We all multitask, y'all. We have to multitask. So I'm just appreciative that you guys allow me to be a part of your multitasking. Okay? Because when I'm cooking, I'll be listening to people, but I can't really type in the chat. I'll come in and say hello when I get there. But you gotta cook. You got to feed them. You got to feed them folks, y'all. You got to feed your family. You got to feed yourself. Who is it? Hey sis. Hey Joyelle. Greetings, sis, mods and chats. Miss Key says, hey James. Everybody speaking to James. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, moderator. Georgia Girl, I am every woman. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying this right. Georgia Girl, every woman, wellness, and more. See, I be wanting to say the other one because they're so close, but I try to say what it is. Okay, because you want to address people by their names. Okay, you want to address people by their current names. So that's why I had to pump the brakes. Like, hold up. I'm thinking about the old one, so let me look at it. But the key component in Georgia Girl's name is wellness. Okay, wellness. Joyelle speaking to everybody. She said, hey, Georgia Girl. Hey, Miss Key Kitchen. Yes, Miss Key Kitchen. We have to multitask. It's like, you know, I know sometimes, you know, everybody that's on YouTube or any other social media platform, if you see the opportunity to excel or to make a few coins, you want to do that. But, you know, a lot of us got to work. Okay? A lot of us got to work. So, and you try to get the coins on the side. And then sometimes I don't even focus on that. I just focus on saying hello to people. Just hello to people. And then when I can, just like some lives that Georgia Girl has, I'll be in the chat talking, because I'm at home chilling or something, or I'm off that day. But then other lives, I'll just come in and say hello. Or I may not even do that because I don't like it when people say that they watch you all the time and you can look back over 10 lives and they never even say hello. Because I'm like, I don't know that you're telling the truth, But, it is what it is. They say what they say. But then you understand sometimes, you can't always drop in the chat because you may be working. You may be doing, like I said, we're multitasking, and we may not be able to actually communicate. So that's why a lot of times, I haven't said that in a while, but I know y'all hear people sometimes say, hey, everybody by name, because I can't speak to everybody. Because I'm telling you, y'all, people get in their feelings. If you're busy, right, and you say hello to the host, and maybe you say hello to like 2 or 3 other people, well, that 4th person, maybe you walk away from the phone, and you don't say hello to them, y'all, that's a problem. I'm telling you, that is a problem. I be like, I'm not holding this device. I come in and I hold it, or I even look down at it for a minute and I do whatever, but I'm not holding it like that. I'm not just sitting there just watching the live. We're multitasking. So be appreciative when people say hello. I do think that you should say hello. I don't like it when people say, oh, I was in there, but you never say hello. Now, there's 1 or 2 people that I know that they're in my lives. They can tell me in my emails everything I talk about. They just don't like to be in there, and I understand that. They just don't like to be in lives. They don't drop in any chats. What's going on, Stefan? Hey, bro. Georgia Girl says, we appreciate you, Lions Pride. Thank you, Lions Pride. Thank you, Lions Pride. Thank you, Georgia Girl, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys, too. And I always try to say that. I appreciate the subscribers / content creators, because content creators are subscribers as well, okay? And I definitely appreciate my moderators, and I appreciate YouTube. I know we be fussing sometimes at YouTube about stuff. We be mad. We be griping about things. But that's just like our jobs. A lot of us fuss about our jobs. And I won't say all of us love our job, but a lot of us, the same job we fuss about, we love it. Right? We love it. That's the way we make money. That's the way we take care of our families. So sometimes we're at a job and we love the job. That doesn't mean we're not going to fuss about it. So YouTube, when I'm fussing, I try to keep it light, okay? Stefan has entered the building. Thank you for the hearts, and thank you guys for those hearts. I appreciate it. Joyelle says, you're right. Low-key, they would feel left out. Right, but my mind goes straight to multitasking. Joyelle, yes. It's like when I go in there, say if I'm watching for like 2 or 3 minutes, when I say hello, I'm going to try my best to catch everybody who addresses me. But sometimes, I don't know. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes it'll be one person and you miss them this time. And maybe say if I'm in Georgia Girls Live and I miss this one person one time, then I miss them a second time. They're going to start to feel like she speaks to everybody but me. Because they're going to pay attention that you spoke to the 2 or 3 before them. But they're not really going to pay attention that you may not have spoken to anybody after them until like 20 minutes later. So maybe you don't catch it that they spoke to you. So that's why I say when you say hello to the host, to the moderators, and everyone in the chat, that should be sufficient. That should be sufficient, because at that point you've spoken to everybody anyway. So then it's just about them speaking back. So I think some of us need to be a little bit more adult-like about that. Okay? Joyette says, what's going on, Stefan? Hey, Annie. Good evening, Lions Pride Chat. Welcome, Annie. How are you doing today, Annie? Y'all, I love it when my favorite people come into the chat. Okay? And I can honestly say everyone in the chat is one of my favorite people. Okay? Okay? Because everybody in this chat is about support and about their business. Okay? They're about support. And if you're a content creator like Miss Key Kitchen, Georgia Girl, they're about their business. Like, we don't try to take away from James Money 615. I forgot he was in here. So we don't try to take away from each other. We try to encourage each other. And then the takeaways that we do have, we acknowledge each other. Okay? If I go over there and I see Georgia Girl doing something, I'm going to acknowledge that. That helps keep a person motivated. Because there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And y'all know I don't like those wrong ways. So if I see something that somebody is doing that's great, I'm gonna address that. Miss Key Kitchen, the way she does her videos, I've said that to her before. Like Betty from Retirement Days, Comfort Foods and More. She usually comes in. She may miss a live or two, and if she hangs around or not, she's gonna say hello. She's gonna greet you, and she's gonna talk to you for however long she's in there. You know. So you never really can like be upset if someone's not participating in your live because you really don't know what they're doing. People have lives, and everybody's not on the same schedule. Everybody's not doing the same thing. You have some people who are single. You have some people who are married or have mates. They're busy. You got to, people who have to help their parents, their children. You have people who have children. You have people who have grandchildren even. You have people who have great-grandchildren. Look, let me tell you something. These grandmas is getting younger and younger, okay? Everybody's speaking to Annie. Thank y'all so much. Joyelle says, hi, Annie. Annie speaking back to Joyelle. Listen, y'all, these grandmas, they still, the way my grandmama taught me, you a grandmama, okay? Now, you can pretty up and say grandma and all that stuff. Grammy. I like the Grammys. You can pretty it up, but you're a blessing. You're somebody's grandma. So I'm just old-fashioned. I just like the term grandma. Because we ain't always got to be glam, okay? How do y'all look at when I'm around the house? Shoot, throw on some shorts, tank top, and we chilling, we cooking, we working, or we doing something. So you got grandmas who they doing the same thing, They ain't always trying to look glam. A lot of them like that phrase though. It is a cute phrase. So you do what you do. You do what you do. Sure, yes, a child. These ain't no big mamas no more. Okay, they don't want to be called big mama, big ma, mama. They want to be called grandma. But I know a lady, y'all, she was 33. Her 15-year-old had a baby. No, I pumped the brakes. She was like 31 because she was pregnant when she was 15. So, some people some people are going to have their opinions of that. I'm not even talking about it like that. I'm just talking about it like the technicality of it. You could be 30 years old with a 15-year-old. 30, y'all, just out of your 20s, 30, 31 years old with a 15-year-old with a baby. But let me tell you something. If that baby is here, it's meant for that baby to be here, okay? Right, Joyelle, my dear. Come on now. They don't be want to be called my dear. They don't want to call my dear, big mama, big ma, mama. They want to be called grandma. Some of them might let you call them Grammy. I'm like, it's a blessing. At the end of the day, your title, you're still that same thing. You're still that child's mother's mother. You're still that child's father's father. Like, you're still a grandmother. You're still a grandfather. Accept that blessing, that name and that blessing. That blessing in that name, rather. Accept the blessing in that name. But whatever you call it, you still hold that same, you still hold that same role. Whatever you call it. So if you want to say grandma, now that I think about it, shoot, if you're 35 years old and your 18-year-old has a kid, and you're 5 years away from 40. I can understand. Shoot, it used to be, if you were like 15, your mom would be like maybe 35. Your grandma would be like maybe 55, right? Nowadays, if you're 15, your mom might be 30, 31, and your grandma might be 46 years old. Ain't that something? It is what it is, okay? It is what it is. It's the possibilities. Okay, he kept going. I thought he was about to stop with that music. It's the possibilities, y'all. Technically, it's possible. It is what it is. If it's technically possible, it is what it is. So what did y'all do today? I think I had asked a little bit earlier, but I think it was, y'all hear it? Y'all hear it? I asked a little bit earlier, but you guys weren't in here then. But whatever you did today, I hope that you had a wonderful day. I hope that you had a terrific Tuesday. You know, I hope that you were able to accomplish the things that you set forth to accomplish today, the things that you set out to accomplish today. I hope that you were able to accomplish those things. I hope that you were able to, you know, help your family, your friends, yourself. And I can't catch it, Stephon, because I'm on here. I didn't even think I would be over in this area, because that's the first thing. I can't even catch it. I can't even catch it. It's not that loud today either. It's kind of low key today. It's kind of low key today. Yep, I can't even catch it. Okay, it got loud for a second, and now it's just kind of easy breeze. I need another device. I can't even catch it. So what did y'all do today? What are y'all eating today? Y'all on tacos today? Are you on tacos? Taco Tuesday? Taco salad? Taco soup? Y'all on Mexican food today? So y'all look at the legs move. Watch the legs move, okay? Watch the legs move. Boop, 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 boop. You can go forward, you can go backwards, and you can go sideways. Just watch the legs move, okay? Use what you got right there in front of you. We got this right here. We're just gonna trick it a little bit. You're gonna trick your body a little bit. See? Boom, boom, boom. Doesn't take much. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Trick those joints. Trick those synovial joints. The synovial cavities create synovial fluid to lubricate those joints. Okay? You had fish sandwich, Stephon? That sounds good. I had some mini classes to take for this quarter. I failed money laundering. I have to retake it again. Oh my gosh. Annie. Look, Annie. Are they really money laundering? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Annie, maybe you failed it because that doesn't sound like something they should be teaching. Joyelle said she had a protein shake and fruit. Oh, that sounds good, Joyelle. That sounds good. I love a good protein shake. Or a protein smoothie. I'll go in there real quick and get my bullet. Throw some fruits, some bananas, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries over in there. Scoop of protein, some oat milk, and let that bad boy, a little bit of ice if my fruit aren't frozen. Just let that bad boy go and get you a nice protein shake. Got a 70 and 80 is passing. Okay, I got you. So do you have to take the whole class? Let me see what you said for this quarter. So you do have to take the whole class, the class over again, Annie, to accomplish what you need to accomplish. That's okay. You'll get it. You'll get it. You know what? Back in the day, people would be so upset when they failed a class. Now, sometimes people won't be upset if they know they kind of lollygagged around, you know, didn't do the things that they needed to do. Or maybe they started out great and it got a little harder and a little harder. They took advantage of the fact that they didn't think they would have to study, or just failed for whatever reason. You would hate that. Like, you would hate it so bad that you didn't pass a class. But, you know, because that's money. Even if it's a grant, even if it's a class that you're taking on a grant or something, that's still money. And, you know, you got to take that time again. So people would hate that. This, it's money, even if it's a grant. It's money. If it's a loan, it's definitely money. It's definitely money. So it's like, sometimes it makes you want to cry. Unfortunately, yes. Let's see. Joyelle says, it's okay, Annie, you'll pass it next quarter. I agree with my sister. Are you an accounting major? Okay, yeah. Are you an accounting major? Your sister's an accountant, Joyelle? Okay. had to watch that traffic, y'all. Um, oh, and he works for an investment. Okay, an investment bank. We have mandatory classes. Oh, okay, gotcha. You know what? I didn't even think that. That makes sense though. I didn't, cause y'all know I always talk about y'all. That's one thing that makes me so annoyed when I say certain things. That's why I say I always keep it light with what I talk about over here when it comes to fitness. I don't go into great detail. Like a young lady came in yesterday. Her name was Shannon, and she asked me, how much do you need to walk in order to lose weight? So I basically just gave her or let her know about the formula to calculate your maximum heart rate. With that, get your target heart rate and get your target heart rate range. And you can go by that range on the lower end if you just want to do it for fitness. And then in between there and higher, you want to lose weight. So we talked about that. I usually try to keep it really simple like that. Or I talk about the benefits of stretching and just moving. Of course, the benefits of just moving. But I always have to put that professional, personalized disclaimer out here because those of us who have licenses, we're registered, we have certifications, we cannot just say stuff and think it's okay. Y'all, they make us take refreshers, okay? Continuing education, because things change so quickly. They could have, whether it's from the World Health Organization, whether it's from the CDC, or whether it's any type of national organization where you may have certain, what am I trying to say? You may have certain guidelines and certain ways that things are to be done. Well, guess what? If they change and find out that it should not have been done that way, or maybe we stopped doing it the way that it was okay, and now that we can do it again, that's why we have to take those classes. To stay up on it, to stay refreshed, to learn of any changes. And so then you get people out here that that they don't do that type of stuff, or they're not into health, or haven't had any type of health classes, or haven't been approved or certified to teach health classes, and they're out here trying to tell people what to do. And then they'll come to your channel, and next thing you do is if I can hear you repeat the small stuff that I say, then if I were to get in great detail, you'll be out here, because everybody's trying to do everything to grow. You'll be out here repeating some of the other stuff that I say, and you're not licensed, you're not registered, you're not certified, right? And the apps don't do that. They don't give licenses, registrations, certifications. We work our butts off for those. We go to school, it costs us money. Whether it's a grant, if it's a grant, it's money. You earned it, right? If it's a scholarship, it's money. Your knowledge earned it. And if it's a loan, your credit, you applied for it, your credit allowed you to get it. And if you're young, they're going to give it to you anyway because they want you to get it, and it starts to build your credit, but it also gets you in debt, if you don't pay it in a timely manner. So we have to pay for the education that we have. We have to pay for the ongoing education because, again, there are certain things that you do in life, certain fields, certain careers that you have, certain jobs that you have. They require you to get that extra education or you can't keep your job. You can't keep your job. So when I hear people out here saying, oh, if you walk and you do this, and then this is what they say, y'all. Well, don't do what I say. That works for me. Or ask your doctor. And these are people who, that's why I was fussing the other day, especially the ones that come over here in my chat and then they leave doing that kind of stuff. They don't know nothing about that for real. They probably heard somebody else too, talk about that type of stuff. Because there are a lot of other people like the Jay Jordan. Jordan knows about that. He knows about it. I don't know what his educational background is, but Jordan has had injuries that he's dealt with, he's gotten through, so he really knows, and you can tell he studies on what he does. But there are other ones, they may have had like a trip to the physical therapist or occupational therapist, and ever since they had the situation, they really didn't even know what to say. But then they come to other people's chats, and I'm like, hold on, are you repeating everything I said? You darn right, I be getting perturbed by that. I get perturbed. Okay, I get perturbed by that. Because I know that they didn't go get the knowledge. Now, most of that stuff you can Google, but let me tell you the difference. Because if you just use Google as your excuse, nobody would ever get any education, okay? Let me tell you the thing about Google. You have to make sure that you are using reputable sources. That's why I always say, when you check on your sources, make sure that they're .orgs, .edus, certain .nets and certain .coms are okay. But a lot of times, y'all, when you Google something, The first thing that pops up might not even be the right thing. And a lot of people think that the first thing that pops up is right. No, people will pay in order to be the first search, okay? Organizations will pay to be the first search. A lot of times when you pop up something about vaccines or something like that, you know, disclaimer YouTube, we're not telling anybody to get any vaccines or not to get any vaccines. We're just talking informational, educational purposes only. Okay? Okay. But CDC may not be the first thing to pop up. CDC has earned its respect. And because it has earned its respect, when you Google something like that, CDC may not, it'll pop up, but it may or may not be the first thing to pop up. Right? It's just like when you go looking for a car or when cars advertise on TV. Have you noticed that certain cars don't advertise on TV? The name stands alone without the advertisement. There are many, many cars that don't advertise on TV because they don't have to, right? So you get the other cars who are good cars, you know, all of them are expensive, but there are some that they're in competition. Toyota Camry versus a Nissan Altima. You know, they're in competition. And I don't see many car commercials at all now, even amongst those cars. But there are certain cars, they don't advertise on TV because their name says it all, you know? So when it comes to Googling things, when you're getting your sources together, sometimes the best sources aren't at the top, okay? Sometimes hey, Shawanda. Shawanda says, hey, everybody. Hey, Shawanda, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for coming to the live. I appreciate you. So sometimes the best sources aren't at the top. So make sure that you check your sources, the dot journals, make sure that they're, you know, by reputable publications, the .edus, make sure they're by reputable schools, and, you know, Mayo Clinic and WebMD, they have good information, but don't base all of your knowledge on the information that you find on those sites, even the reputable sites. You study, right? You learn your body, right? You learn your body as much as you can. You listen to your body, okay? And you pay attention to your body. And you know, .gov, I would say .gov, but with the government that we have now, I don't trust government sites. I don't trust government sites. We have an administration that was just today, it was leaked that there were USAID, all of the documents were USAID. They were shredding everything. Now this government says that they're trying to be transparent, right? So don't you think that if they thought that something wrong was going on, why shred documents? Why not use those documents? Because those documents will provide a paper trail. So today they were in there shredding so much stuff until the thing broke down or something. And so they told them to start burning it. What government, what? Now there are some things that go on that we don't know about, y'all, but what government, when did you ever, because if Obama had done it, you would have heard about it. If Biden had done it, you would have heard about it. If Clinton had done it, hell, if George W. Bush had done it, you would have heard about it. And I'm sure that they do things. But when you hear of whole organizations, governmental organizations, their employees being told to shred. When the shredder gets tired, give it a break. And then to burn the rest. What the hell? But that's how is it transparent if you're shredding everything, right? But you got these poor people who really can't even afford to support their shit, supporting that shit. If you ain't on that level, you can't support it. They just so afraid of the other stuff. Let me see. Sharwanda came in. I'm glad I caught Sharwanda before she got out here. Y'all know Sharwanda dips in. Sharwanda be in these YouTube streets, okay? Joya says, that's a stressful job too, Annie. I worked at the bank for a little over a year. Honey, I couldn't wait to leave. It's so precise and down to the penny. I can't take it. I know. Girl, I know, Joyelle. And you go in there, and if you end up with a little bit too much money, you might as well just go ahead and give it to them. Because if you don't give it to them, by the time you get to your house, you're going to be getting a phone call. We were counting. It may not even be closing time yet. And if you do get through closing time, you can bet your best bottom dollar by the next morning they're going to be calling you. They're going to be calling you. Joya says, what they do is repeat what they've heard and self-project. Exactly, Joyelle. And then get mad at me because I call it out. Now I am about peace, positivity, and prosperity. But when you do something and I know that you're wrong, I speak on it, and you don't necessarily have to be wrong. But if you leave from over here and then I don't see you anymore, and then I come into your chat and it's like a dry hello, and I know I didn't initiate anything or do anything, yeah, now you see that I'm here checking you out, checking out what you got from over here, and you like, uh, why now? You went when you was like, hey lions, I do this too, and I do this too, and I'm like, okay, cool. But then you did it, and then you switched it up, and you started doing it exactly the same way. You wasn't dry speaking in, but you dry speak when I come into your chat, or you dry speak if I call it out. I'm not gonna call it out by name unless I have to, but they be knowing who it is. Y'all know they say hit dogs holler, okay, and they love to say, well, hit dogs don't holler. You just being no, hit dogs do holler. I do totally believe in that. But if you sometimes people can feel a little. Is he talking about me? Is she talking about me? Well, guess what? If you know you haven't done anything, I wouldn't even get out a second thought. A lot of times people are projecting, Joyelle, and they're saying stuff, and I'm like, well, dang, they was just in my chat. They talking about me. My second thought is, well, if I didn't do that, I'm cool. We cool, because I know they ain't talking about me. But some people, the guilt speaks. Guilt is a MF, okay? No matter if it's a small amount of guilt or a big amount of guilt, it's an MF. And so instead of acknowledging, yeah, she peeped what I did, instead of acknowledging that, they're rather, she ain't peaceful, she ain't positive. Yes, I am. I just call it out because the reason I do is because, like I was saying earlier, we're all basically in the same little neighborhood. And if we're going to do the same thing, be somewhat creative with it and put your own touch on it. Don't just scoop up somebody else's style. You know, that's what we're on here for. Yes, there is room for everyone to grow. But it's not, it runs out of room if you're all doing the same thing in the same box. If everybody in that box is doing the same thing the exact same way, it runs out of room. And so that's why I get a little perturbed when I hear that stuff being said. I'm like, some of us went and got education. And it just really reminded me when Annie talked about her education. I'm like, see, you have to take these classes. And it's not just that you got your degree or that you got a particular job and you needed that education. Once you get that job, you have to still continue to get education. You have to continue to get education. So, people are proud of the education that they got, right? Hey, Jordan. I appreciate you, Jordan. Let me see. Joyelle says, exactly, because Wiki is not a reliable source. Right, edu.gov, Oxford academics, right, academic sources, etc. Exactly, they are reputable. Hey, Jordan, I didn't see you come in. I hope that you're still here. Thank you. I appreciate you for liking and sharing me out. I mentioned you earlier, Jordan. We were talking about people exercising and studying the things that they do and things like that. I said that Jordan is one of the ones. I don't know what his education is or if he has a degree, but he explains what he does. He tells you why he's doing it. And he's focused on what he's doing. He's focused on what he's doing. He is very focused on what he's doing. Joyelle says, hi, Jordan. Oh, he's still here. He says, hey, Joyelle. Yes, personal development and training are necessary. Research develops over time. Come on, Joyelle. Exactly. But, girl, I'm telling you, so many people are so eager to do any little thing to just grow on social media. Sometimes I wonder, like, does it pain you that much to just work? Like, the easiest, let me say something, social media money is hard money. Unless you get something and you go viral. But it's so funny how people will work on this app for 12 hours, 8 hours. They will sit on here, or they'll come back and forth on here 3 or 4 times a day. And by the time that 3 or 4 times they've been on here for like 2 hours apiece, that's 8 hours right there. That's 6 to 8 hours. Like, you could have just went on ahead and went to a job and then did the app on spare time. And then you have your work money and you have the app money. Because the app money is gonna, the app money is not gonna get big unless, again, you go viral or you do make it your full-time job and you're raking it in. You're raking in. So it's like it goes from being fun to people so concerned with making extra bucks that it turns competitive. It turns nasty. It turns into people trying to compare and compete where they don't compare. It just gets rough, and it makes you want to stay off of it. And then the only reason a lot of people won't stay off is because they don't want it to seem like they've been run off. So it's kind of like Stefan does. Sometimes you just have to take a break. And then when you take a break, guess what? When it comes to social media, when you take a break from that mess, guess what? You come back to the same old stuff. The same old people, or a few new ones, doing the same old things. So sometimes you get to a point where you just have to almost tone everybody out, except for your supporters, and then just do you. You get to a point where you have to tone everybody out, except your subscribers and the content creators, those who support you, and you just have to do you, and just tune all the rest of them out. Just tune the rest of them out. So, because if not, the place that you come to for peace or as a getaway, it turns into a place that you like, okay, I'm trying to go on YouTube, but I know I'm going to see this person doing this and that person doing that. And it's annoying. It's annoying. And a lot of people are like, don't let it bother you. And a lot of them are sincere with that. But a lot of them who say that, guess what? They be the next ones doing exactly what you're talking about. They be the very ones that start to do exactly what you're talking about. It's almost as if they're telling you don't let it bother you, but they see that it bothers you too, so they jump on the bandwagon and do it too. I'm telling you, people be peopling. People be peopling. And they always say this world is crazy. No, it's not the world. It's the world. It's the things done by the people in the world. The world is not crazy. It's the things being done by the people in the world. The world isn't crazy. It's the people. The world is beautiful. It's the people. It was so funny. That lady was going into the store and she was like, yeah, yeah. Because we all know that, y'all. The world is a beautiful place. There are things like pollutants and, things that you have to deal with environmentally. But even a lot of that is affected by what? Affected and manipulated by man. So, the earth is earthing, right? But there are so many things that man does to the earth as well. Okay? So we say the world. No, it's the people. It's the people. You got some people who want to be in charge and be on top. They want to be kings and queens. Everyone should feel like they're a king or a queen, right? But I'm talking about there's a difference in being a queen, being a king, and earning that title because of the way that you live your life, the way that you treat others, the things that you do that are good. We're not always going to be good or do everything good, but generally speaking, it's a whole other thing when you just want to label yourself the king and control everybody. That's not a king. To me, that will never be a king in the sense of a king. That's a dictator. Even over across the water, the king and queen, whoever the king and queen, they still have a system, right, that represents the people. So you have other people who want to be king. They don't want to represent the people. They want to control the people, all of the people. They want everything to be according to an executive order. Executive orders are only so much they can do. They only go so far. As we can see right now, we got probably like 300 executive orders in court right now. So just the fact that you can go into an office and have a whole bunch of people give you these expensive looking binders and folders, and you sign. There are very few of those things that you can actually sign into. Most of the time, your order will be based on some decision that Congress has already made. Maybe you're going to extend some payments, or you're going to cut down, like shorten the time or something like that. But you can't take it back. And a lot of that foolishness is what's been happening right now. Things that had to go through Congress. An act of Congress, right? Things that had to go through an act of Congress We have a wannabe king or wannabe dictator. At that point, that's when a king becomes a dictator. Because we have a king, you know, we can have a king or queen at any given time over in the other country, you know. But they still have a governmental system. They still have a governmental system. So, what I will say, because I haven't been talking about that piece of dump today a lot. I don't even want to talk about it today because I just saw some stuff today that was just ridiculous. You know, some people don't really know the impact that the things that he's doing is having. And when he realizes that he camps things, he rescinds things. And shout out to Canada. Shout out to Canada to letting him know. You know, Roosh over here, man, they had Canada taking all that liquor off the shelves. They was over there taking all that American imported liquor off the shelf. Liquor that comes right from Kentucky. You want to put tariffs on? We won't sell your ish. They was pulling it, y'all. They was pulling that liquor off the shelves. And then, of course, his little backers. Well, it's not going to matter. Oh, it matters. It matters because that's not the only thing that they were doing. And it matters because he readdressed the issue. So we got a lot of stuff going on in this world. But it's not the world, it's the people. It's the people. So all we can do, y'all, is try to, you know, do the best things for ourselves that we can do with the resources that we have. Like, do the best thing for your you do the best thing that you can do for yourself and your family, your friends if need be, with the resources that you have. Right? Sometimes we got to come together. Sometimes, you know, y'all, people can be so judgmental. They talk about, oh, that's like they have adult kids in their household, or they have cousins living with them, or so what? So what? As long as they're happy, as long as they're doing what they need to do to sustain a good quality of life, so what that there are adult children living at home? So what that there are two families combined living in a home? As long as they're comfortable, as long as they're not in squalor, let people do what they do, especially in this day and age. I'm telling y'all, I went to a place today, right after I got home, well, right after I got off, and I stop by and I get something out of the store like maybe once a week, right? Well, guess what? It went up by $1. And this store hasn't even been open long. Okay, I read that. This store hasn't even been open long. And so the item I purchased has gone up by $1. Well, guess what? And see, it wasn't expensive, but it's enough to make you take notice. It was like $5.99, and I go like once a week. So that's what, $6? So that's getting $24 a month, right? Okay. So now it's $6.99. So how much is that a month? Was I right? 6, and 6 is 12. 12 and 12 is 24. Okay, 7 and 7 is 4. So that's $28. That's an extra $4. Yeah, that $4 made me mad enough to say, you know what? I shouldn't have been getting it anyway. So I'm going to go to about twice a month, once a month or twice a month. And he was like, we can't help it. They went up on us. And so when your supplier goes up on you, for whatever reasons, you still got to make something. So now that $1, he's probably splitting with the supplier in his store. But people can go home and make that themselves. What I was buying, people can go home and make that themselves. So now business is going to drop a little bit. And when any store's business or any business's traffic drops, what does that mean? They're going to catch it. Because it's not going to just be that one item. I'm sure they've gone up on a lot of things. Exactly, Joyelle. I'm like, oh man, forget that. I'll go do it at home. I'll go cook it at home. I'll make it at home. I don't go to Starbucks like I used to. Some people say, well, just go to Dunkin's, they're cheaper. That's true. You can find alternatives, but you can also start to do things yourself. If you believe it or not, we have social media right here at our hand. There are so many things that they do in these restaurants that you can do yourself at home and save that cup of joe. You know, let Starbucks keep their coffee, okay? Let them keep their coffee. Unless it's there, there's always gonna be one person that says, "Well, no, they got that so and so, so and so." Okay, well, hey, do what you do. Go support them. I ain't knocking you, but sometimes, y'all, you can make the best cup of coffee at home, whether it's decaf, caffeinated, or whatever. Whether it's caffeinated or decaffeinated, you can make the best cup of coffee at home. Sometimes you can make the best cup of tea at home, the best cup of lemonade at home, and sometimes it can be something that you can stand to push back from a little bit anyway. Remember what we talk about M&M, modification and moderation? Modify the things that you need to modify and utilize those things in moderation that you need to utilize in moderation. Eat those things in moderation that you need to eat in moderation. So I was eating in moderation anyway. It was just like once a week, if that, right? So now that I know what's going on and I know why, it's going to make me go to I'm not addicted to it. So now I'm going to eat it maybe once every 2 weeks. So it's going to save me money, even though I'm going to pay $7, a total of $14. Well, I'm saving 10 because when I was going every week at the $6 rate, it was $24. So now I'm saving $10 and I'm only going twice a month instead of 4 times a month. So yes, the price went up, but that means I have to cut down on the amount of times that I purchase it. So we have to find ways around things. Let those parents, let those grown kids come home if they want to. Let those parents, let those married kids come home with their grandbabies if they want to. Okay? People are doing what works for them and their families. And you do what works for you and your families. We can always criticize. We always criticize. We always look through a lens at somebody else. And many times our situation isn't even better. And if it's better, it's not much better. Right? But we want to criticize other people. Stop looking through lenses criticizing other people when your situation isn't much better. Your situation isn't much better. And then if you're a parent, I don't care if you're 100 years old and your child is 80. If they say they need to come home, you're going to let them come home. Okay? Under the right circumstances, under the right relationships, relationships can be strenuous. But I'm just saying, even under strained relationships, if your kids need to come home, you're not going to let them be homeless. Age isn't going to be a factor. They could be 30 years old. They could be 40 years old and you're 60. If they need to move in, they need to move in. Times are hard. Times are tough. So people are doing the things that they need to do that are conducive to their growth, and it's also conducive to them maintaining. And a lot of times when people start to live together or start to carpool and start to do other stuff, it's for a reason. And even then, sometimes you don't save as much as you would like to save because things go up so much. And right now we're under situations where a person won't just admit that there's about to be a recession. Honestly, the person won't admit that we are in a recession. We are in a recession. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate you for coming in and having something nice to say. I appreciate the compliment. Richard Ortiz, thank you for coming in. You retracted your comment. I don't know if you thought it was inappropriate or if you got bashful or what. But I thank you for coming in and having nice words to say. Okay? You are appreciated. You're appreciated. You are appreciated. So, and y'all, another thing is, God bless you too, Richard. God bless you too. Thank you for coming through and saying hello. I appreciate you. Y'all, the train is coming again. Here comes another train. Here comes another train. Woo! Okay, Annie. Ooh. Ooh. That's the loud one. That one's real loud. Y'all know that other one wasn't loud. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate you. I'm about to get off here in a minute. You know it's been over an hour. So I don't like to be on here too long because people want to see other people. How many of you guys, you get on your laptop or your computer and you open up 2 or 3 tabs? Thank you, Richard. Thank you. I will. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will. We're almost done. We're almost done. It's been an hour and 21 minutes, y'all. The time has flown by. You guys know that I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Annie, Joyelle. Annie has been my day one, okay? Day one, all right? Because we both come from Liddy City, okay? Joyelle has been here. Has it been a year yet, Joyelle? I love Annie so much. I love Joyelle so much. I love people who come through and genuinely support you, whether they've been here from the beginning of me starting these lives, or whether they just came in the past week, past few months. I really, really love true support, and I appreciate true support because, again, we know that we multitask, and I know that you guys are doing other things, but when you let me play, you allow me to play, that supports me. We support each other. There are so many ways. Like I said, you can like, you can leave a comment in the live, you can leave a comment in the replay, you can share for those who like to be shared. I really don't care to be shared as much. I just like for people to kind of find me authentically, because when people find you authentically, it seems to work out better. You seem to kind of get along better. So again, you can like, comment, you can share, you can comment after the live is over during the replay. You can just watch. You don't have to do any of those things. You can just, some people don't like to drop in the chat. So if you watch for a few seconds to a few minutes, you have helped me out with the view. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate those who are genuinely, authentically here to be themselves and to just enjoy in the conversation. We try to keep it adult-like. There are some kids that used to come over here. They still come from time to time, but we don't want it to be too much for them. You know, the channel says not made for kids, but at the same time, you know, gamers used to come over here, so sometimes they come through, and we don't want it to be too much for them. We want them to feel okay. We want them to feel welcome. Sometimes they come through and they yank us, you know, they be lying to us, talking about this or that, but sometimes they go through and they tell us things, and it makes you wonder, are they truly going through that? So if they aren't truly going through it, that's okay. If we give them words of encouragement, somebody will hear those words. Somebody who maybe really needs to hear those words, they will hear those words. Right? And maybe they really are going through it for real. So when they do come through, and that's just not for the young ones or the kids, we're talking about everybody. You never know what somebody is going through, okay? So sometimes they come in and they might act a little, you know, a little bit bad, but not too bad that I just want to block them yet. But then when they get to being really annoying or something like that, we'll go ahead and block them. And again, this isn't just kids, these are trolls and adults. We let trolls stay over here. We let the trolls make it, y'all. As long as they're being good, they can do whatever they do, as long as they don't get out of hand. We let the trolls make it, okay? Because again, you never know what somebody's going through. Sometimes a person just wants some attention, even if from someone that they don't even know. Because isn't that a sad situation? To get attention from someone that you don't know, but at the end of the day, at least they got some attention, right? Hey, Ruthie. Welcome in, Ruthie. Highline's Pride in the chat. Welcome into the live. Thank you, Richard and Ruthie, for coming in here. Joyelle says, I always have my wait tabs open. They're 2 or 3. I don't think it's been a year yet, sis, but I'm rooting. Yes, thank you, Joyelle. I appreciate you. I appreciate Mad Dog. I've been knowing Mad Dog forever because she used to be in Cap's chat when he was going live a lot. So I would always see Mad Dog, and then she started to do her own stuff. So I think it was Here for the Tea. I've been seeing Mad Dog for a long time. So a lot of us been on here a long time. You know, a lot of the content creators, a lot of the subscribers, we've been on here a long time. And I appreciate the day ones. I've known Ruthie for a very long time. You know, sometimes we, like Georgia Girl and Miss Key, sometimes we spend months apart or we don't really go, you know, because we're trying to find new people. You know, you have to try to network, right? Just like we have to multitask, we're doing several different tasks. Sometimes you want to move around into other neighborhoods, right? Sometimes you want to move around into other neighborhoods, and that's okay. But guess what? 9 times out of 10, you always what? Circle around back to where you started, right? Circle around back to where you started. So Joyelle, I don't think it's been a year either, but you are rooted, and I'm glad you are rooted to stay, okay? Because again, we need calmer heads to prevail sometimes. I try to keep it peaceful, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I be trying. But sometimes people just test your peace. You know how people say they test their gangster? Sometimes people test your peace. Okay? Okay? Sometimes they test your peace. Sometimes they trying to figure out what kind of bag you might come out of. You know? And if you come out of the bag the way they want you to, which usually is a bad way, they laugh or they think they got you. I'll be like, hey, you tested me, I guess I passed. I don't know. Or maybe fail. Because you don't like to come out of those kind of bags, right? You like to be peaceful. But they'll come and test your peace. And then when you show them that it's another side to peace, then it's like you're the problem. Don't let these bother people bother y'all, okay? Ruthie says, hey, Joy, yeah, what you been up to, Ruthie? Don't let bother people bother you. And if you do come out of the bag that you don't want to come out of, guess what? You're human. We're human. So no matter how positive you want to be or would like to be, sometimes you just got to do what you do. We have different sides to ourselves, right? We have different sides to ourselves. And sometimes people want to see the other side. Sometimes people want to see the other side. No matter how much you don't want them to see it, sometimes they want to see it. So your best thing is to, make them keep wanting, don't give in. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Y'all be good, okay? Be as good as you can. Be as good as you can. Be as good as you can. You may not always be as good as you would like to be, but just try your best to be as good as you can, okay? Ruthie says, hi, Joyelle. Joyelle says, absolutely. And oftentimes people need someone to listen to. Right. Sometimes they'll come through here and they'll say some weird stuff. And it's like, they really just need somebody to talk to. Or they just want someone to listen to them. And thank you guys for those thumbs up. I appreciate you. I see you. They just need somebody to talk to. And sometimes, there are those times when there's somebody who ain't nothing going on with them. They're just weirdo and they like to bother people. When I say bother, sometimes they bother you because they got some stuff going on. Somebody's bothering them. Or sometimes they just bother you because they're idle. Their mind is idle, right? So they get into mischief. They get into mischief. So sometimes they just bother you because they're being mischievous, okay? Right, be the best version of yourself that you can be. And that's not always going to be a perfect person, right? Be as imperfectly perfect as you can be. You just got to be as imperfectly perfect as you can be. Just like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, perfection is in the eyes of the beholder, right? Maybe your kids think that you're perfect, and then sometimes your kids want to wring your neck like you want to wring their necks, right? You think that your kids are the best thing ever, right? Yes, we know that they're not perfect, but they're perfect to us. They're perfect to us. They're perfect for us, in spite of their flaws. So is there even a such thing as perfection? I guess if you make something to put on your mantelpiece and it's not scratched or it's not broken, that's perfect. But sometimes you buy things out of the store that have a little imperfection. Just like coins. Sometimes money has imperfections, and that's what makes it more expensive. That's what makes it worth more than the actual value of it. So see, just like you can have a coin, an old wheat penny, and that old wheat penny can have an imperfection, right? If it's like a 1902, 1907, 1909, some are worth maybe just $100. Some, depending on the imperfection, is worth thousands. Isn't that funny? The imperfection makes that penny worth thousands. So it ain't nothing wrong with being imperfectly perfect, okay? The best version of you, like Joyelle said, there's nothing wrong with being imperfectly perfect. The imperfection costs the value of a penny or whatever type of coin it is. An imperfection, now some imperfections are so commonplace that there's no value on it, but some imperfections are so imperfect that it places a much higher value on that coin than the coin is actually worth, right? So think of people that way. Think of yourself that way. When you look at that scar that you may have got when you fell, or in a fight, or someone may have caused, when you look back, you may still not remember, you still may not think of anything positive that came out of that fight. You got a scar, right? But you learn that people can be cruel firsthand, especially if you didn't, especially if you didn't start the fight, especially if you were being bullied or something. You know that people can be cruel, and that one fight may have taught you how to deal with other bullies. That one fight may have taught you how to not let that mindset, not let them get into your head mentally enough to get into more fights. You know, or you could have been getting chastised by your parent, and they accidentally broke your collarbone, or they accidentally you fell and you hit something and you get a scar on your head or your chin or something. And that may affect the way you raise your kids, and you decide, I'm going to be a disciplinary parent, but I'm not going to be that way. So because that happened to you, you learn to raise your kids in a better way. So you're imperfectly you. Things happen, and when they happen, and I know it's easier said than done, y'all. When they happen, try to find some type of good in it, even when you can't see the good in it right then, and even when it's years later and you look back and you think to yourself, okay, I found the good in it, but I still wish it hadn't happened, right? Well, focus on the good that you found. Even though you say, oh, I was running from my mom, my dad, because I didn't want to get a whipping, and I fell and hit my chin, or I hit my cheek, and this scars from that. Well, that may have made you, that's about three things going to happen. You're never going to discipline your child that way or make your child feel like they have to run from you. But kids going to be kids. But I'm just saying, your mindset will be to never let that happen. And then you're going to think about the situation. My mom was so mad, my dad was so mad, and they apologized. They really didn't mean to do it. But then they let you know that when I do discipline, I won't be that angry. I'm never going to make them feel afraid. I'm not going to be angry. Or I'm just not going to discipline their way at all. Because of the risk. I don't want that to even be a factor. So just think of the good that comes from it. The good things that you learn from some of the things that happen to you. And when you look at that scar, you think about that old person that you got into a fight with after school in high school, and she has this little scar on your cheek coming from that fight. Think that was a bully. And think about all the bullies that you've met on the way since then. That one fight may have taught you how to better handle those other bullies, right? Hey, it may have taught you how to fight back better, right? May have taught you how to duck and dodge a little bit better. Or it may have taught you just how not to allow people with certain mindset get you to that point, right? The scars take us back to that space and time and the lessons behind the flesh. Yes, Joyelle. So it can be a sad thing. It can make you sad. Because you could think about, especially if someone else calls it, like if you cause it and you caused it, you're gonna still be upset. If only I hadn't done this, or if I had listened when my mom said don't go here. Or it may not even been that. It may have just been something, just a fluke, it just happened. And you just hate that it happened. But maybe that scar still taught you to be safer, to be a little bit more careful. And if it's something that another person caused, just like I said, if you were in a fight in high school with a person that may have been your friend, you thought you guys were friends, you end up with this scar. When you look at that scar, it takes you back, and it's hurtful, but it taught you something. Maybe not so much as a lesson in what you what you did or didn't do, because maybe you didn't do anything. It was at the hands of someone else. But it taught you how to better handle people. It taught you how to better be to be more observant. It may have taught you a bigger lesson in everybody's not your friend, because it was your friend maybe that caused that scar. And if it was your arch enemy, it still taught you how to try your best to avoid. Some conflict can't be avoided. So if you know that you couldn't avoid that, it still may teach you that you need to really be careful just not really the company that you keep, just about the people that you let in your personal space at all. If they bother you, just like you may have an incident at work, you got this person that's always saying something. And it's really annoying. And you think back to when that bully did you the same way. You may think, okay, I'm older now, I'm not going to fight this person, but I'm going to put the law down and let them know to leave me alone. I'm going to do everything I need to do. Because back then when the bully did it when you were in school, maybe you thought you had no one to go to. Maybe you told your parents about it, but you still got to go to school. So when you go to school, your parents can't stay at the school with you. Then you got to catch the bus home or you got to walk home. So then when it gets to that point, and you may feel like I told my mom and dad and they still made me walk, maybe because they had to, maybe because they worked. But then, and they're hoping that they've talked to the teachers, they've talked to parents. Listen, it be situations where your parents talk to another parent and that child will still come to school and bully you. That child will still come and cut up. So you get into a fight and maybe you break a finger, something happens, you get a scar. That scar will take you back there and it'll be a sad time. But it can also teach you how to deal with a certain type of person. It can teach you how to teach your kids. It can teach you to be more aware with your kids or your nieces and nephews when they tell you that something like that is going on with them. It could also make us proud. Yeah, come on, Joyelle. Exactly. I saw another content creator that was talking about that the other day. I think she had a scar on her forehead. She had a scar on, I think on her chin. And then something like near her cheek, her upper cheek. She had gotten into fights before, and once one of the situations came out of an abusive relationship. And she was down. She said for the longest she was down about those scars. When I tell you that lady is a pretty lady, even without the makeup. She's one of the better looking ladies on social media, even without makeup. And just imagine, a lot of people that cake on makeup, they don't even have any scars, but they just cake on makeup, and it looks nice sometimes, but sometimes it's just there. And then she looks just as good. She looks better than them in her natural state. And when she puts on makeup, especially since she knows how to do it without overdoing it, it just highlights everything. It just highlights everything. And it taught her to be resilient. Like you said, it can teach, and it doesn't matter how you got it or at whose hands you got it. It can teach you to be resilient. It can teach you to stand for yourself better. Stand up for yourself better. Be proud of who you are. Know that you made it through that. Because even though it happened and you wish it hadn't happened, if you let it get you down mentally, it'll take you to a place that can take you a long time to get back to, and it'll take you a long time to get back to a good spot, a good place where you need to be. Right? Because a lot of times when people get scars, especially, they're like, I wanted to be a model, or I wanted to be a news anchor. I want to do, let me tell you, man, they got so much stuff now to hide scars. You can still do whatever it is that you want to do. Only the very, very, very vain now. When it comes to modeling and the entertainment industry, if you have talent, let me tell you, if you can walk that runway like nobody that person's ever seen, and they want you to model their clothes, baby, you ain't got to worry about that little scar on your forehead. You ain't got to worry about that little scar on your cheek. They're going to fix that up, okay? And it doesn't have to be surgery. They're going to fix that up. It's about you being more resilient. And you may get several no's because of that. And you may think it's because of that scar. Guess what? You got some people who look perfect, who do look perfect. They get several no's too. Unless they happen to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. Right? So it can teach you exactly that, Joyelle. See, that's why I like it when Joyelle is over here. We be wanting to be on some adult conversation. We want to get other people's thoughts, opinions, beliefs. And even when we disagree, it gives you something to think about. Right? And Joyelle drops nuggets, y'all. She drops nuggets. And that's what we do over here in Lions Pride. We drop nuggets. And that is the perfect one. It can also make us proud, together, resilient, etc. And even if it's the person that did it to you. I saw two people I went to high school with, y'all. They got into a bad fight our senior year in school. And tell me why they're like buddies now. They're like buddies now. Because we were in school, we were young. There were repercussions because of that fight. One of them has a long scratch on her face. You ever had those type of scars where it doesn't make a keloid or make your skin rise, but it's just like a discoloration? She still has it there. Now, you would think she would never want to see her again. But maybe because we were young and was just able to, at some point, they were ready to get past it. And maybe because maybe they started out as friends, or who knows. But at some point they grew up. It doesn't mean they wouldn't have grown up if they just chose not to be around each other, because sometimes you have to let toxic people go. But at some point they both came to a place where they were good-hearted enough, they cared about each other enough, and the friendship, like I said, I don't know if they were friends before, but they're friends now. I love you too, sis. I love you too, Joya. You're always giving words of encouragement. You're always dropping knowledge, and you're always just saying something to somebody that makes them feel better. That's why Azrael comes in here sometimes looking for you. I love when people embrace their imperfections. It makes them so much beautiful. Exactly. Stefan, you back? Stefan says, I am back. I'm glad you're back, Stefan. I'm about to get out of here, though. It's like been an hour and 42 minutes. And I'm thinking for that night, let's see, I'm still thinking Thursday or Saturday. So I'll let you know more. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll let you know more maybe tomorrow when I go live. If I don't go live tomorrow, I'll let you know Thursday. So I'm thinking Thursday. Let me see. I'm thinking the weekend. Maybe the weekend. Maybe like Saturday or Sunday. Sunday. So we'll put more emphasis on Saturday or Sunday. Joyelle, Stefan is going to come on the panel, and we're going to talk about Country Wayne, Joyelle. So Joyelle, please come. I don't know if you watch his skits or not, but we have a blast watching those skits. We do. Joyelle says 9 times out of 10, that's how it ends up being. Yep, the people at odds become friends. Yeah, Joyelle. And I'm telling you, I'm that type of person. I'm like, that bitch put this scar on me. I ain't finna be her friend. But you just never know. You never know. You never know. Especially in a situation like that, if that person was truly remorseful, showed remorse. It doesn't mean that you guys won't argue again, but it'll be a lesson. It'll be that lesson to keep you guys both from taking it there again, It'll be a lesson to keep you guys from both taking it there. Okay, Joyelle says, oh snap, I'll be there. Yeah, I'm going to hope that like a lot of people aren't live. So I'm going to shoot for Saturday or Sunday. And if it seems like, and I'm going to try, what time, like Stefan said, a night live. So what time are you talking about, like Stefan? We're on Eastern time. Joyelle, you're on Eastern time? It's going to be Saturday or Sunday. But I'm trying to, how like you really can't, if somebody else is live, we'll just have to do it, because people just kind of, you never can tell who's going to be live when. Because there's sometimes where I'm live and my sis Sin City goes live, or she's live and I go live. But we have like a different audience. So sometimes you just have to go live when you can. So I'm trying to see when I'm trying to figure out what time he would prefer. I'm thinking like maybe, you know what, Monday, you think Monday be a slow day? Like Monday night? Maybe Sunday, Sunday or Monday. It's something like, I'm thinking, what's today? I'm trying to think about it too hard. Today's Tuesday. So I'm thinking Sunday or Monday. Yeah, Sunday or Monday, like maybe about 7 o'clock maybe. Annie says, I will try to catch whenever you are on. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. So yeah, we're going to talk about some of Country Wayne skits. So Stefan, that gives us a few days to kind of see what's been going on. He got some new people on there. And I was like, at first I was like, I don't know about this. I'm kind of wanting him to go ahead and finish out some of the storylines that they got going on now. Like, I'm tired of Anthony, Shayla, and Amber. I want to see what's going to happen with that. And he introduces some other guy as a tenant that's liking Amber. She doesn't like him because she told him the type of man she prefers, but still, he's in the picture. Then they introduced the guy that owns the restaurant that she signed with. He's in the picture. So I don't think they've been flirting, but she thinks he's nice looking. And so, I guess they're kind of trying to let the Shayla and Anthony thing, see how it's going to play out with her parents. He's finally kind of putting his foot down, like, I'm tired of your mother getting in our business. And then they got the Brittany's ex-boyfriend, who I think she was cheating with. He and his wife. You know, they got the guy from Black Ink on there with a new lady. So it's a lot of stuff on there. So we can watch it this week. We'll kind of figure out which ones are more interesting, and we'll talk about those. So I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Y'all know what I say. Don't let bother people bother you. Don't let stress people stress you out. And if you find yourself in a misery lounge, grab your grip and go. GYGAG. Grab your grip and go. Okay? Remember Eminem, moderation and modification. Okay? And y'all know my bag off me. Y'all, this bag is hot. This bag is hot. It's big too. I got it across my shoulder, y'all. It's so big. It's hot. I'm trying to get out of it. So, y'all know what I wish you. If you find yourself in the misery lounge, get up out of there, grab your grip and go. Or if they're in your space, don't let anybody get in your personal space and hang out and make you miserable, okay? Tell them to GTGAG. Grab their grip and go. All right? You want equilibrium in your ecosystem. Okay? You want equilibrium in your ecosystem. So y'all know what it is. Joyelle just did it, okay? We got a lot of mottos over here, y'all. And y'all know what we close with. I wish you peace, positivity, and prosperity. Why? Because without peace, what do we have? Chaos, confusion, corruption. Without positivity, we have negativity. And wherever you have chaos and negativity, wherever they dance around, lock hands and arms and hang out together, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. I want all of us to prosper to our fullest potential so that we can fulfill our purpose, okay? So we like the P letter over here, right? Peace, positivity, and prosperity so that we prosper to our fullest potential and walk in our purpose, all right? And remember those R words as you get ready to kind of wind down tonight. You want to relax, release, relate to the things that happened during the day or last week or the week before that you can. If you can't relate just yet, God will work it out, okay? Resolve the things that happened today, last week, or whenever. If they're not resolvable right now, it'll work out, okay? Remember who you are. Revisit some things that you used to do that brought you joy, that you don't do anymore, simply because you just hadn't made time. Or, you know, there are things that maybe you used to like to ride your bike. Maybe you used to like to ride your bike. You haven't done it in a while. Remember some of those things and revisit those things, okay? Remember those things and revisit those things, okay? Remind yourself of who you are. Remind yourself that you don't have to be perfect. Your imperfections make you perfectly you, right? I know, Joyelle, we miss him. His little bad self. He bad. He be going live sometimes. He be over there going live. Yes, and rest. Come on, Joyelle, rest. Okay? Rest, recoup. Get you some rest and recoup. Recoup from the day. Okay? Recoup from the weekend. All right? Recoup from last week. Reassure yourself. Okay? You're your best motivator, but if we talk about these R words, what? You are the best person to reassure yourself. Because if you don't, who will? He was over there live cutting up. I was like, I couldn't even follow the live. I was so tickled. I think he was playing games or something. But he was jumping in the live. That jump was hilarious. So I watched him for a little while. I didn't even say nothing. That's why I say I understand sometimes when people don't want to say something in the chat. Because I was so tickled. And you have to be careful because sometimes if you say hi, girl, they'll throw a mind stick on you so fast. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not come over here to be a moderator, okay? I came over here to chill out. So, and reconstruct. Remember, Joyelle said to reconstruct. All right, rebuild. Replenish your soul, mind, body, and soul. One way to do that is to get you some cardiovascular aerobic activity in. Work that heart. The strongest, the most important muscle in your body is a pump. It pumps that blood through your circulatory system so that those tissues can receive the oxygenated blood that they need, okay? So that lymphatic system, push the lymph through that lymphatic system so that immune system can be where you need it to be, okay? Make sure that you get your appointments. You go to your preventative care appointments. You go to your regularly scheduled appointments. Go to your dentist. Go to get your eyes checked. Go and get your ears checked. All right? Do the things that you need to do. And I know sometimes that stuff can be costly, y'all. So do what you really can afford to do, but find a way, make a way to do the things that you need to do if you can, okay? Yes, reorient yourself. Exactly. Reorient yourself. All right? And when we say reconstruct, it can be things about things in your life, or it can be just about you. Okay? So I'm about to get out of here, guys. Remember, self, very important four-letter word. Self-love, self-commitment, self-honor, self-respect, self-control. Self-control. All right? Self-control. Self-assurance. Right? Self-align. Sometimes you have to make sure that you're aligned just right for certain situations, okay? So, I hear the cicadas, y'all. We don't hear the birds right now. Couldn't hear the birds much today, but I hear those cicadas. Y'all hear the cicadas? Y'all hear them? That's like that first sign of like nightfall, right? One of the signs of nightfall when you hear those cicadas in the background. So thank you guys for being here, and I will see you all on the next Let's Walk and Talk in Lion's Pride, where we drop nuggets. We just drop a few nuggets. We aren't trying to advise you medically, professionally, or clinically. Okay? We're just dropping some nuggets. You pick those nuggets up, you go and research them. All right? And let me get out of this stuff, y'all. I got too much on. I don't even know why I put this little light jacket on, because it's hot. It was hot when I started. I think because I'm just so used to putting it on. This is my second time trying to get this purse off my neck while I've been talking to y'all. Thank you for those hearts, Stefan. Thank you, Stefan. I appreciate you, bro, for always supporting me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Look, let me tell you, Stefan gonna support my Cash App, and I appreciate him. I'm just gonna say it like it is what it is, okay? He supports a lot of people too. And that's all people want. We just want to come on here and interact and talk to people. But if he never gave me a Cash App, I would love him just the same. I love you all the same. You guys support me. You give me something to talk about. Like, we can sit here and be on this live and talk, and nobody in the chat or people not saying anything. But when you guys come through and you talk, y'all help to make the live. You make the live. I make the live. Together we make the live. I have to give you your props. I have to give you your credit. Together we make these lives. Joyelle says, take care. Bye, Annie. Bye, Stefan. Thank you, guys. See y'all. Hopefully tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going live tomorrow, because I'll be out kind of late. And I know it's getting dark later, but I might even still be out. So if I'm not, I will see you guys tomorrow. And if I am still out, if it's the Lord's will, we will see you on Thursday. Y'all be careful. Take care of yourself. Keep your peace in check. Okay? Don't let anybody get you out of sorts, because they will try. And I'm not talking about just this social media. I'm talking about at work, at home, anywhere, at Walmart, anywhere. Joyelle says, that's so sweet, Stefan. It is. It really is, Joyelle. I appreciate it. I really do. Annie has always been a great supporter as well. Okay? But I only say so much because sometimes people don't, understandably, they don't like for you to say certain things. So Stefan put that in the chat, so I said that. But I appreciate everybody. You guys don't know, the people who send me Cash App, I appreciate you. I really, really do. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.